Alright, so I did The Recipe by Villain Park. There were no lyrics for this anywhere.
Rip.
I bloody hate it when albums are like that.
Yep.
And there are two members. It took me ages to work out which was which.
Right.
Like I had to go back through their previous work and try and find lyrics for that. But I did get there. It starts out on Pop's intro, which is just weird. It's spoken word, and it's someone with a heavy Jamaican accent, which neither of them are Jamaican.
Right.
And he says some weird shit too. Like he talks in another language for the majority of it, and then he says that this is the end of your anticipation and anxiety. This is the recipe, which is a cool way to introduce it. But then he also says that he doesn't want hospital food. He wants something that will tantalize his taste buds.
He's not wrong. Hospital food doesn't taste that good.
That is true. And like while he's saying this, there's like a throbbing sub bass underneath him. There's dogs barking, police sirens, helicopters, and at the end he just goes, "Ya wait for the explosion." Well, and then the background noise just stops and it's silent. And he goes, "Here it is," and then the next track starts.
There you
So that
go.
was pretty cool. But I don't know what the explosion would be. But the next track is titled Elm Street. It's only a minute and a half long, and the shit is also weird.
Right.
There's a beat switch about 5 seconds in.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen a beat switch happen that early in a song ever. And then there's, I guess it's a sample of someone saying, "Well, then I'll say it again. You've been had, you've been punked, bamboozled." And he just goes on and on, like rattling off more synonyms
There you go.
for bamboozled.
What a meme.
And then I'm assuming the boys come in for about 20 seconds, just going fired up, hit the trunk, hit the bump, fired up, and just repeating that over and over. Mm-hmm. And then after the 20 seconds is up, they keep going, but then there's a news report playing over the top of them. And the report saying that there's a massive fire in LA. And then right at the end, I guess it's like another sample, that just says, "You're going to create a black monster down here. And the black monster's going to get larger and larger, and pretty soon he's going to eat all of us up." And then the song just ends.
Just gone.
So we're 2 tracks in. I don't understand what's happening.
What an oddity.
But the third track, Visions, starts normal, and it's normal from here on out.
Okay.
So I don't know what the deal was with those first 2, but just a bit strange. Yeah, Visions, it has a really nice like low-key beat in the intro, and the boys sort of just chant, "Hold up, we got the shit sold up, hold up," and like repeating that a few times. Then the drums hit, and the 2 members' names are Smoke and Bunge, or maybe Bungie, I don't know. I think the other one's name is, Smoke. And then Bunge just lets loose. I'm going to try and keep up with him here. He goes, "No, I'm just going to read it out. I'm not going to be able." I just looked at what he says, and there's no way I'm going to be able to read all this. "Little neighbour want to block with a dream, with a pen in his hand, and I'm plotting a scheme. Neighbours want to throw jabs like a box in a ring, but I'm rocky with mine like Pac in his prime. My middle finger's up because I don't give a fuck, like the neighbours in the hood with the beam. Then pull up on your set like Suge on the scene." Which is, that last bar is pretty cold.
That's hard.
I will play a little bit of it as well. And yeah, I don't know if those lyrics are completely correct or not, because I'm sort of just,
You're just sort of guessing.
yeah, listening for it. And
The old guess and check.
because he's rapping fast, it's much harder to tell as well.
Yeah. I feel you.
For some reason, when I type in the recipe, the album doesn't come up. So it's 25 seconds in. So the beat is lovely. Like they're all very like low key. And then this is fun. So there's no way I could have kept up with that.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
Yeah,
Pretty sweet.
it is. There's another point in there that I want to quote as well. So forgive me if I get this slightly wrong, because Smoke is going bloody quick. Ain't got no time for bitching and bragging. Put 'em deep in the casket with affirmative action. Leaving 'em casted. We're not hopping and fast. We've got to double the money the way we're bringing the fat shit from the city of madness where the killing is tragic. Another black getting blasted you can only imagine. The fire and passion turn me into an assassin. Pop the clip in the mag, then pull it back and blast it. That's when the gun go blah. And it's impressive. And then, like, when he goes blah, it just, like, all the drums and everything just stops. It's that nice, like, beat. I don't really know what instrument that was. Some sort of string instrument.
A stringed
Yep.
element.
And, like, but the beat, it shouldn't match the energy that these guys are bringing, but it just does. And they have no problem switching between flows. On the same song, he goes, like, later on, in that song, I think they each have 3 verses.
Okay.
They could squeeze a lot in. But yeah, this one is Smoke later on. He goes, police plotting, pistols popping, bitches popping on the floor, neighbours watching, feds is watching, every move soon as you want. Got no option, got a family, gotta feed him, that's for show. Yeah, that's for show. And then, he continues on with that a little bit too, like, hit the block, form a plot, execute by any means. Block it hot, police shots, every day a murder scene. I can't sleep every night, wake up from $1 million dreams. Yeah, that's for sure. And then he, like, switches the flow. I can't really remember the flow in this, but it's just, like, fast. I don't know what you've been told, but neighbour, this is a 2.0. We ain't really with the bargain, we just had to let you know. And, like, it was just a straight up switch. It's kind of like, how Denzel Curry can do it. He just sort of switches from flow to flow, like, very fluidly.
Yep.
Yeah, this is, at this point on, I already know it's a bar album. Like, it's just some classic gangster rap. I would compare these guys to, like, a JID/YG combination.
Right.
Like some sort of morphage. The production, it usually features, like, a nice sort of Twist My Fingers-esque bass line.
Yep.
And the two are very fast rappers with, like, a slight focus on melodies throughout the choruses. One thing I noticed throughout the whole album is that the best songs are the shortest. Stuck on It, for example, has such an eerie, creepy beat. It sounds fucking amazing. The lyricism is really good. I don't know what he's saying here, so I'm going to play it real quick. This is a minute in for anyone who wants to know. So this is quite eerie. It's got a bass line, you can't really hear it through the phone speakers. And then he just lets off. I think it's after this bit. What are you doing?
Bobbing my head. Wait, is that me?
Yeah. What is that?
Mate, that was... Mate. That was just on my Genius page that I was up, hadn't ready for my... What is happening?
Did Genius have, like, a new autoplay? Because that's AIDS.
I don't know. It's done now. I don't. Alright, restart that.
I'll pull it back.
That's not mine, was it?
No.
I didn't like it.
I have no idea what he's saying there. There are some things I can hear. Like, pull the circus up to the fiends, I think he said, but surely that's not right. I don't know, but it sounds really, really good. The chorus, actually, it's just about to play, so I'll keep playing it. It's very sort of Slim Shady-esque. Okay, now that's another verse. Yeah, here. It's very, like, yeah, so Slim Shady-esque. But it's just under 2 minutes long, and that's my favourite song on there. Whereas Black Meadow, for example, features Hugh Augustine, while still a solid track, is one of the least engaging on there. It's almost 5.5 minutes. The song with Pookie Blow was the worst. The beat's interesting, but it's like over 3 minutes long. And the rapping doesn't even start until like the 2 minute mark. The beats that they rap over are amazing. It's so chill, and I guess like sort of heavily G-Funk inspired. And it doesn't matter what level of energy they bring to it. They can switch their flows up. It doesn't matter. Somehow they'll fit the beat. In Cold Game, for example, it featured both J305 and Levi. I'll get that up now. What's the timestamp? 1:35. That's very high energy there. And then it switches. Here. No. Oh, there's one more iteration of the... Here. But it still like suits the beat.
Yeah.
And that's another sort of Slim Shady-esque
Yeah.
sort of flow on the chorus.
I can definitely see that.
And then after that chorus as well, Smoke like speeds it up a lot, and it still fits on there. So they've done a really, really good job of like merging different eras of hip hop together. Yeah, like I said, it's a very heavily sort of G-Funk inspired sound. He uses that flow that Slim Shady used and was also very popular at the time. It's not like exclusive to Shady. But then there's also like modern lyricism and flows in there as well. And even just like looking at the samples as well, there's like a mix of a massive range of samples. And like, where the fuck do people even like find samples?
Mate, they just bloody guess them.
Because like, if you like the sample of a song and you look it up, it's like from like the 1940s or something.
Yeah.
Like, what are people watching to find these?
Yeah. Basically.
They come from like the weirdest places. But yeah, this album is like honestly like nothing else out there. It's very rare to find something similar to this. Like from sort of modern times anyway, that's being released now. Even though it's not really my style, and I probably won't be coming back to it, I am very glad that I listened. I heavily enjoyed it. And at first when I saw that there were no lyrics, I was very tempted to just not do it, because I couldn't be bothered to try and listen to it, but for some reason I stuck through it, and I'm very glad that I did. As a whole though, it is hard to look at it as an album for some reason. I can't quite put my finger on why, because all the songs do fit quite well together, but there's just something there that's sort of like breaking up the songs. Like they're not like sort of stitched together. They're like separate entities, so it does feel a bit more like a playlist. I don't know if that's just a personal thing for me or not. I don't know if you guys will listen and it does sound like an album to you, but yeah, there's just something there that's not quite right for me. So I do feel bad dropping the score a little bit because of that, but I am still rating it an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
It's definitely a bar album, but Genius needs to jump on the lyrics, because I can't fully enjoy it without that.
There you go.
That's not a diss to the boys, so I didn't drop the score for that. But they do have some cold bars in there.
All right.
Like, pull up like Sugar on the Seine. That's my favourite line.
That is pretty hard.